Wake, y'all. It's me, and I'm back again. And thank you to those of you who view videos and subscribing. Again, I'm new to this, so I'm still learning rope things. But today, y'all, I want to talk to you about awakening. And I have 5 signs that you're going through your awakening. And a lot of people confuse awakening sometimes with country community and see the country community like everybody's like pro black, fighting black people stuff like that. And I'm gonna touch bases on that in a few videos from now. But in the meantime, I just want to focus on about awakening. Awakening is basically your spirit wake back up pretty much. It's like you've been existing, seeing like you be living, you're just going out of the things that society has what you're supposed to do, how you're supposed to do it, the things you may have been brought up around, like religion, how you supposed to do things a certain way, all of that good stuff. So when you start awakening, you start to notice how a lot of those things that you've been taught in society is like an illusion. It's like a mask to keep you unaware of the real things that go on. And today, again, I'm going to tell you 5 things that tell you you're going through a awakening process. And I'll tell you a little bit about my experience, because I know sometimes when people start going through these experiences, they think they're going through some type of psychotic break, or they're like they're gonna get possessed. Like, it's like so many different things that people experience with this. And I know one big thing that people experience in this process is depression, because that was me at one point. But now that I'm at the point where I'm at now, I'm like, oh, okay, all of this had to happen for me to get here, and I'm okay with that. And another thing with this whole process, at some point in time in your life, you manifested this. Whether you manifested it in your previous lives before this one, or, just little things you've done throughout your life to where you get to the point you're like, dang, now I look back on this and this is why I'm here now. But okay, let's get into it. The first thing is astral projection. For those of you that don't know what astral projection is, it's an out-of-body experience. And most people experience that when they're meditating or when they're like in a deep sleep. And basically what happens is your actual your spirit comes out of your body, your flesh, and it's you can't see it, but it's like a silver cord, some people refer to, that's still attached to your flesh, and that's attached to your soul. Because when you come here, before you come here, like in the womb, you're in your when you're in your mom's womb, like that fetus that's growing into a human, to the baby, that's the flesh. And then beforehand, the soul actually picks that body before it comes back, into the world to live another life. But anywho, back to that. So basically, that they have to stay connected, and nothing can break that, or unless, it's your time to die or something like that, and you're in the astral world. So basically, you just stay there, like your soul, your spirit will stay there. And what happens a lot of time is when people astral project, it scares them because they feel like they don't have control over their bodies. And in actuality, you do, because a lot of people are focusing on the fact like, oh, what's going on? I'm out of my body. Something don't feel right. I feel heavy. Some people like vibrate and shake before they have it, because that happens to me sometimes. And I just want to tell you, embrace that. Like, if you feel yourself getting up, and you notice like, hey, I'm up, like everything's here the same. And one thing I want to tell you when that happens is look at time. Look at like, if you're in your house and you have an out of body experience, look at your clock. Because sometimes in the astral world, a lot of people say when they look at a clock, they don't see any time on it, or they may see something like 1 2 3 4 or 11 11, or like spiritual numbers. And that's a good thing too, because that can be your guides and things helping you guide into that time frame of you astral projecting. A lot of people get scared because some people have actually had horrific experiences in the astral world. And that reason is because whatever your vibration is, or however you're feeling at that time, manifests manifest on like a grand scale. So just let's say here, in your mind, you just had a bad day. You almost had a car accident, so you're a little shaken up about that, and you go to sleep at night, right? And when you wake up, basically, not when you wake up. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm excited, but when you go to sleep, all of that is still in your mind, and you have an out of body experience. And just as soon as you get up, you're in the astral world. You're like, oh, okay, I'm here. Then boom, an entity that's not a very good entity, like spirit or something like that, comes at you and tries to attach to you or attack you. Oh, and one thing I just thought about, if you ever do astral project or you do it a lot, make sure wherever you're at that all the doors in that area are closed around you, because when you're coming back from your astral projection, sometimes entities can use that as a gateway to get into the physical world, and they can use you to do that if you're not aware, of what's going on. So make sure, especially like for me, like the bathroom door or the closet, I have to make sure those are closed, because if not, I'll start dreaming and start seeing shit, and all crazy shit will start going on. But anyway, in that, don't be scared, because your angels, your spirit guides, and your ancestors are always there with you. And sometimes there are spirits that can be kind of aggressive, that's trying to get your attention, and they're not necessarily bad spirits, but they may be trying to help you through your awakening process. But for us, we're not used to that because we've been taught a certain way, so it scares the shit out of us, and then we manifest something that we don't want to happen. Because whatever you're thinking or feeling in when you're in the spiritual realm, when you're astral projecting, it's gonna manifest 5 times stronger. So just let's say, oh, I wanna just let's say you want to see a loved one or something in the spiritual world. Before you know it, that thought is like, it's like right there in front of you in like a physical form. Like you might be like, oh, I miss my grandma. Boom, grandma's right there in your face. And you're like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? So just be mindful of that if you do experience astral projection in the spiritual realm. And what else was I want to say? Oh, and sometimes people that I know have experienced an entity like in the corner of their room when they're coming back from astral projection, telling them like, no, stay in the spiritual realm. That, don't go back or whatever. Don't do that, because people have been known to get stuck in certain realms. Like they might still be like walking through the world, but what they're seeing is not here. Just like how I'm looking here at my phone, they might be seeing demons going at it, or spirits that they never seen. So and if some people are not prepared for that, they can lose their mind, like literally, and be stuck there, forever, or until somebody can go in the astral realm and help bring them back. Because someone I know told me that they had an experience kind of like there were like an entity attached to them, but they were helping somebody else, and it kind of messed them up for a while. So just be careful with that, and also do your own research. I'm just telling you, the signs and symptoms of that, and to give you a little bit of detail about what to expect. But please make sure you research that, because I know for me, when I was waking up, I researched and looked into a lot of stuff on my own, because people say all of these things, but then once you actually go research and look it up, you realize like it's not that bad. Because I've been astral projecting all my life, and sometimes I realize I'm there, and sometimes I have so much shit going on to where I'm doing it and I don't even know it, because I've had experience like that. But yeah, just make sure you're careful. And a lot of people like to do it because they can go in the astral world and talk to gods or goddesses, or even talk to God, and different things, and clear out some of the chaos that's going on around them that really doesn't have to be going on. But yeah, we're gonna move on to the next thing. But yes, make sure you do your research. And the next thing is vivid dreams. Vivid dreams sometimes get gets confused with astral projection, but vivid dreams are not the same as astral projection. But vivid dreams are like dreams where you actually feel like you're actually there, like you're you're in the dream, don't get me wrong, but you actually feel like you can actually touch and feel and see things as if it was when you're walking around like a regular day awake. But for me, when I've had vivid dreams, most of my vivid dreams have been signs and signals from my guides and guidance, through the universe for things for me to be aware of, because a lot of my vivid dreams have actually happened in the physical world. And when it hits me, I'm like, oh damn. It's kind of like a deja vu. So those vivid dreams are there for your angels, your ancestors, spirit guides, whatever you want to refer to it as, to help further, guide you through the process of your awakening and feeling your spirit, becoming who you are, being who you're supposed to be in this life. Because, we all have that opportunity, whether we take it or not. And, there's going to be so many videos. I'm like, damn, Destiny, but yeah, vivid dreams. Okay, I'm gonna give you you guys an example. I had a dream. I used to work at the post office here, and I'll say this was maybe like 6 months or close to a year before I started working at the post office. I had a dream. I delivered mail at this business, and in the dream, I was panicking because I was on a time frame. These people was on my ass, and I was moving, so I was new. Most time when you new at a job, you kind of start off a little slow because you're learning the logistics and all that shit. So with that being said, when I learned it, when I had the dream, I didn't think nothing of it. I was just like, damn, why am I at the post office in this dream? What does this dream mean? And fast forward to like almost a year and a half later, I'm working at the post office. I didn't stay there very long because it had my anxiety through the roof. And at that time, I did not know how to control that shit or how to deal with it or nothing. So I ended up quitting because it was too much. It was just too much, and I didn't have enough time for my family when I got off, and I was tired of shit. But anyway, and that actual dream that I had actually manifested into the physical realm. And when that happened, it hit me. It was like, God damn, like, this is actually the dream I had. Like, and I was panicking because I was trying to hurry up and do that so I can hurry up and get off, because I had to get my kids, from daycare at the time. Like, it was just too much, and I wasn't getting along with the supervisor, all kinds of dumb shit. And with that being said, y'all excuse my language. I'm trying not to curse because I heard you can't really curse on here no more or whatever. But anywho, but yeah, that's like how vivid dreams are. And sometimes all of your vivid dreams aren't gonna actually happen in the physical. Sometimes they're just signs or clues for you to look out for from the universe and your guides and stuff when you're going through your awakening, or they may be helping you out with a situation that you're going through. It doesn't necessarily have to be for your awakening, but a lot of people have vivid dreams. And sometimes people know how to get into other people's dreams. Like I don't know what's the name for it, but I'm going to refer to it as dream hopping. So with that being said, yeah. Like, they can go in other people's dreams and help show them the things that the dream is trying to tell them and stuff like that. Me personally, I haven't dream hop, but I've had people come in my dreams that I know that, I have spiritual connections with. And it was pretty cool, but it kind of takes me aback a little bit. And I want to let y'all know one thing. Like I said, I don't know everything. And I'm still learning too, just like you guys. But I do want to share with you the things that I know, at least to help you in your process. Because somebody's always going to be spiritually awakening. They're always going to be seeking knowledge and trying to learn and, get out there. It's plenty of people on YouTube that have videos like this. But one thing I've learned is it's somebody for everybody in that aspect, and I just put it that way. And like I said, a lot of people have reached out to me, so that's why I'm putting it out to you now. Okay, so we got astral projection. We got vivid dreams. Okay, what's next? I'm sorry, y'all. I should have wrote this shit down, but I'm just kind of going off, off the top of my head. The next one is you may be experiencing um insomnia. You can't sleep because your brain is wide awake and on 1,000. And while you're awake, in the middle of the night, you may feel certain type of entities or energies around you. Things might feel weird. You might feel like somebody's there, but you can't see them. Or, it feels like your brain is getting a download of information and you don't know where it's coming from. And oftentimes this can be from your ancestors, spirit guides, angels, gods, goddesses, things like that. So, with that being said, I'll say at those times, there's nothing to really be scared of. But I know a lot of people, when they're going through that, they have to get up for work, or they may have kids they have to get up with later on. They have to be somewhere, have an appointment. So, with that being said, when you're going through insomnia, do your best to try to relax. Don't keep thinking, oh, I can't go to sleep, oh, I can't go to sleep. Because words are spells. The more you keep saying whatever you're saying, the more it's going to manifest, or eventually it's going to manifest at some point in your life. So don't keep saying, I got insomnia, I got insomnia, I got insomnia. And right now, for me, I don't have insomnia, but when I'm asleep, when I wake up, I feel like I haven't gotten any sleep at all. And that's another thing in that process, because once you awaken to one level, it doesn't just stop there. It's gonna keep going until you actually fulfill whatever the universe has you fulfill in that aspect. And that's why a lot of times people can't understand why they haven't made it to a certain point in their lives too, because you have to go through different levels to get there. You can't get there at the mindset that you're at right now. Like for me, I'm studying to be a counselor. I can't be a counselor right now. I mean, I got to go to school for it, but in actuality, now is not the time for me to be a counselor. There's some more stuff I've got to learn and develop into for me to be that, just to give you an example. And I know in the spiritual aspect, it's not time either, because it's a lot of stuff I got to learn. Hopefully, I ain't got to keep going through a lot of bullshit. I feel like I'm not. I feel like I'm at that point where it's going to just go up from here. But, yeah, anywho. But back to insomnia. With that being said, you know, a lot of times that's a good time where you can talk to your ancestors. They can give you answers. Have you a pen and notepad? Write things down that you're thinking and that you're feeling at that time. And, another thing, like I said, relax, meditate. YouTube has amazing shit for you to meditate on, because it has helped me. It's helped me. But yeah, make sure you meditate. And that's another thing. Make sure when you're going through these things to meditate. Meditate, or, even if you don't listen to anything, just sit quietly to yourself. Pay attention to your thoughts. Pay attention to those things that feel right to you at that time. And what else? What's another one that I want to say? Oh, mental health issues. Now I'm gonna, before I get into this, just want you to say, if you're experiencing anything like anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts, you feel like you may have schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, by all means, go see a professional therapist. But a lot of times when people are going through their awakening, it can be, and I'm not a licensed professional, but most of the time when people are going through these things, they confuse it with mental health issues. And this kind of ties into psychic abilities too, because I know for me, I thought that I was bipolar at one point, but I've been to therapy, figured it out or whatever, and I don't have bipolar disorder, because I would not hide that from you guys, because that's just me. But the thing with that is, the reason why I thought I had bipolar disorder, because growing up throughout my life, I didn't know that I was empathic. I didn't know what it was. And when you're empathic, you tend to feel other people's feelings, and if you don't know how to control it, you can confuse someone else's feelings as yours. And there would be times where I would be around my friends or just people I knew in general, or complete strangers, and I would get pissed off or angry or sad or agitated. And looking at the situation, I'm out having fun, or I might be out eating, having a good time, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Why am I mad? Why am I feeling like this? Like, that shit would just come out of nowhere. Like, I could be in the happiest mood and that shit would just drop. Again, reason why I thought, I may have had bipolar disorder. And I actually took a damn questionnaire for the stuff, and I was just like, damn, I have bipolar disorder. Because having mental health issues, or I don't like saying issues, I'm sorry. Having mental health illnesses is an uphill battle, because I've had depression and anxiety, been diagnosed with depression twice. And a lot of times, like with mental health illnesses, with depression is one of the biggest things, a part of the awakening process. Because think about it, you have insomnia, your mind's racing, you just like, and sometimes a lot of crazy shit can be going on when you're awakening. Like, you might not have the finances you need, relationships are starting to end because the universe is moving people out of the way that don't serve you anymore or never did, and you didn't realize it because you've been taught, your mind's been wired a certain way to perceive things. The way you're perceiving things is starting to change, and people aren't understanding you. So all of that can tie into the awakening process. But yeah, I just wanted y'all, to give y'all an idea of that. So, but still seek out help, because you'll start to get to a point in your awakening and be like, okay, like, I'm fine, like, there's nothing wrong. It's just that I was going through this. So, like, I'll say, as far as, like, like I said, with the psychic ability, sometimes people with schizophrenia can actually have clairaudience, to where they actually hear other people, in their mind. Me personally, I've had a little bit of clairaudience, but that's not my strongest psychic ability. Like, mine is claircognizance, clairvoyance, and being empathic, and things like that. But what I'm saying is, sometimes people have been actually committed into a mental health institution because of that, and once they get out and they, research some information and find out that they're actually awakening, and they start to realize some of them voices they heard were some of their ancestors from years ago that they didn't know anything about, and they started talking to maybe their family or close friends. They were like, oh, this is that. Then they start to realize, like, hey, I have psychic abilities, and I could have been using them this whole time. But see, we've been taught a certain way and not to believe in certain things, so it gets written off as mental health illnesses, or people just think, it's, y'all know how they go, how people are about beliefs and stuff. But yeah. And so, what do we have now? We have astral projection out the way. We have vivid dreams out the way. We have insomnia out the way. We have mental health illnesses out of the way. And once again, make sure you seek professional help. Oh, and just let's say you are going through your awakening, and just let's say you don't want to seek professional help, because you don't want them to write you off as that, and you could actually be going through your awakening. Please, please, please find you and take you some time to look up a psychic or a spiritual advisor or intuitive, and they can help you determine whether or not whether this could be mental illness or you're going through your awakening. And the reason why I said this, because me as a psychic, I feel energy and I can see things. So if I'm walking up to someone and they actually have mental health illness, I can sense that. It's like, everybody's abilities work uniquely to them. So it's something that I can't explain it, but like, it's like, I know, it's like a little twitch or something. I'm like, okay, like, I can see this person, they can look perfectly fine, nothing wrong. And that's the thing with mental health. Sometimes you don't know when people have mental health, and we need to bring awareness about that. But I'm sorry, y'all, but I'm passionate about that. But with that being said, I could just sense it. Sometimes I don't know what the mental health illness is, but it's something that comes to me that it reveals to me that that's what it is, if that makes sense. And then, like, I might have somebody that's going through awakening, and I feel that energy, and I'm like, and they guys start talking to my guys, I'm like, you going through your awakening, you gonna be all right. You might go through some crazy shit here in the next couple of months, or maybe the next couple of years, but you gonna be all right. You gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So, we have those 4 out of the way, and it was another one. Oh, you might have all kind of chaos going on in your life to where one day you lose everything, or you break up with your significant other that you just know you was gonna be with forever. You have fallen out with friends you never think you have fallen out with. You not getting along with your parents. It's just all hell is breaking loose in your life, like literally. Because a lot of people think hell is a hot place that you will be at forever if you don't get right. To me, hell is already here on earth, baby. If you in the 3rd dimension, you already done had or been through or seen some type of hell. But anyway, we'll get into that shit later. But damn, this video is long. And I used to wonder why a lot of YouTubers had long fucking videos. And I'm just like, it makes sense now. You had a lot of shit to get out. But anyway, back to what was it? Chaos in your life. So for me, I've had situations to where I lost friendships. Not saying I want them back. I've had new people come in my life, and most of the time they don't stay very long because it's a situation that I have to learn from them rather than, add them as a part of my, friend, family, and all of that good stuff. Finances is like 1 minute you have a buku shitload of money, everything going good, then you turn around, it's gone. You like, what the hell happened? And it ain't coming no time soon. You just feel like it's just like an uphill battle. You like, God damn, like, can I get through the day with some sort of peace? Like, you don't have no peace. And again, all of these can tie in together because, like, this can tie into mental health illness because this can send people into a depression because the way we've been taught how to react rather than be proactive in situations, and how to deal with our emotions and our feelings. Like, our feelings are there to show us, how we're receiving this, but it's not there for us to make decisions off. And a lot of times when people go through these awakenings, they start to make some crazy ass decisions because all of the stuff that's happening to them is literally driving them nuts. So with that being said, when things are happening, people are starting to leave your life, things are starting to leave your life, let it leave. In our conscious mind, we're thinking like, oh, this shouldn't be happening. Let me try to sever this to where the universe is actually trying to snatch this shit away from you so you can let it go, so you can move on to the next phase in your awakening. Just imagine if we all at least knew, excuse me, a little bit about awakening, or at least somewhat of what to expect and how far some of us would be right now. But that is too much, like, right? Because if we knew that, the world would not be where it's at right now. I can guarantee you that. But yeah. Yeah, and I think that's it. So you have astral projection, vivid dreams, insomnia, mental health issues, and just chaos in your life. Those are like 5 signs or symptoms. Now, there are plenty more other things that can tie into your awakening process. Some people can have an actual peaceful awakening process, and it all depends on what your mindset is when you're going through this, who you are as a person, the type of people that are around you, the type of energies that are around you, because some people know how to handle things differently. So that's why I said it could be a smoother process and transition for some, and some it could just be like the worst. And some people don't even, once they go through so much, they don't even try to keep awakening. It's like, if I got to go through all this, I'd just rather be like where I'm at now and be comfortable and content. And that ain't good, because when you start doing that, the vibrations around you going to start to manifest in other ways with your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health, your mental, and your spiritual health, man. The universe gonna eventually force your ass to do what you need to do. So when this stuff happen, embrace it. Let those negative feelings of anything that you're getting in this process flow through. Meaning, don't get stuck in it. Like, you may have just lost your job. Don't sit there and dwell on the fact that you lost a job. You can get another job, or you can start doing something for yourself to bring in some type of income. Is it gonna happen like that? It can. Sometimes it might take a long ass time, but stay optimistic, stay positive, and don't be afraid to share your feelings with those people you trust when you're going through this, because when you express yourself and get this shit out, that shit helps too in this process. Like I said, meditation, if you want to. I don't like to say prayer no more because, like, it was something that I learned about that, how I like the word pray, P-R-A-Y, and then pray, P-R-A-Y, they sound the same. So, like, it makes you think, like, when you're sending things in the universe, has, the universe receiving it. We'll get into that later. I'm not going to go into that because we already been here like 30 minutes. But, I'll say your affirmations to God, the manifestations you want, that you're chanting to God, like that, do that. So, yeah. But, in the meantime, y'all be blessed. Peace, love, and light. And thank you to my supporters. Thank you to my husband. And thank you to Jasmine. Y'all shared my videos from last night for me introducing myself. So I appreciate that. And, since this is on my mind, I'm going to get it out. So the next video is probably going to be about psychic abilities and what they are. Now, there are a lot of psychic abilities, and I don't know them all, but the basis of the ones that I know, I'm going to go over those with you, like claircognizance, clairvoyance, and being empathic, clairaudience. What's the other one? Being able to telepath, things like that. But yeah, or like I think a shaman is in that category. But we'll talk about all that. But yeah, y'all have a good one, and I hope y'all enjoy it. And I know this video is kind of long, so if you gotta kind of like speed up to get to certain things once you got what you need, do that, because shit, I just want to make sure you got what you need. And we out of there.